Welcome, electronic video guests, to the outer limits of the trading card hobby TTM. Through the mail, we seek to have the famous and the infamous sign the trading cards and photographs we send to them through the mail. Today we have 8 such specimens to examine. 8 trading card autograph request return specimens to examine. And we will be examining these specimens in minute detail. So if you like seeing envelopes being cut open, you've come to the right place. Sit back, relax, get ready to enjoy the fun presented to you from the worldwide YouTube video airfill. How about that, electronic video guests? We got us a Thursday TTM special. Getting near to the weekend when you get your 48-hour furlough. Well, since our last video, how about that? Since that last video, the Israel-Iran war is already over. Hallelujah. We're so glad that thing is over. That could have been, it's bad enough as it is for, a 12-day war, but that could have been a lot worse. Israel cried uncle. They did the smart thing, and congratulations to Iran. They had a great victory. You got to give them credit because Israel's the one that attacked them, and they said, we cannot allow Iran to nuke us and the whole world. They're going to nuke New York and L.A. after they nuke us, and we got to stop them, and and we got to get that government. They even had a not president, what do they call him, prime minister. Netanyahu went on TV after the war started appealing to the people of Iran. They said, if you have a revolution and throw out your government, we're going to be your best friend. And they had some, I guess the son or grandson of the old Shah making these appeals. Come on now, it's time to be free, throw off the old government. But I think when them people in Iran heard Netanyahu say he was going to be their new best friend if they had a revolution, they said, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. Our guy might not be that good, but we see how you treat the Palestinians, so we'll just stick with our guy. At least we can eat. But anyway, that was a great victory. Israel attacked them out of the blue, claimed they're going to bomb everybody, and their goal was to stop Iran's nuclear program and get a new government, and they didn't get either. Iran still has their enriched uranium, and they still got their government, and so Israel did all that for nothing. But you know what? At least they came to their senses, so I'm glad that war is over. All right, let's get on to our TTMs. This is not a politics show. This is a trading card autograph request return show. Let's see what we got. TTM number 1 coming to us. San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose? What do we got from San Jose, California? Well, let's just see. We got to cut these open and then take the card out to find out who it is. We can't see through the paper, so we have to cut them open and look. That's how we determine who it is. Oh, we got a custom art card. That's got to be a celebrity non-athlete. Let's see if it is signed. Well, you look at that. Look at that signature. Wow, that is Mr. Jonathan Franzen, as it says right here when he's on the cover of Time magazine. Great American novelist. That about says it all. Jonathan Franzen. 65 years old. Let's just. Oh, we put a little thing on the back of the envelope. Thanks for the nice note. Well, you're welcome, sir. And that's about all I got to say about this guy. Great American novelist. I think he won a National Book Award or something for one of his books. But he's not my cup of tea, but he is what they say here. Maybe he, in my opinion, not a great American novelist, but a famous American novelist. I'm thankful he signed this card. Look at that signature. That's a crazy signature, isn't it? What those little dots are, and he put the date where he signed it too. Well, how about that? Thank you, Mr. Franzen. Really appreciate that. Famous American novelist Jonathan Franzen. Really appreciate that. I'm trying to remember what the name of his. I think his most famous book was something called The Corrections. He won one of the big literary awards. Like I said, not my cup of tea, but hey, he made a living off of his scribbling, so you got to give him credit. All right, let's go to TTM number 2. This is coming to us. Look at that. It's a little bit blurry, but I believe that is Houston, Texas. Would you say that's Houston, Texas? I'm going to guess, and that's Houston, Texas. All right, let's see what we got from Houston, Texas. Oh, my good. Wait a second. Remember our last video? We were talking about Heidi Cruz's husband, Ted Cruz. How about that? This is my Decision 2016 spouses card. Heidi Cruz. Remember that last video we were talking about Ted Cruz? I think it was. That's funny timing because Ted was being interviewed by Tucker Carlson, and speaking of the Iran-Israel war, he said the false prophet Ted Cruz said. The Bible commands us to support Israel. He said, whoever blesses Israel will be blessed. Whoever curses Israel will be cursed. So he learned in Sunday school. He supports Israel because the Bible commands him. That's why he ran for the Senate, to be Israel's greatest defender. Well, I guess, I don't know. They didn't get blessed too well in that war, did they? In fact, that reminds me of, you know what? Think about that war. After they had the ceasefire, Israel was going to break that ceasefire, and they sent a whole squadron, or whatever you call it, planes back to Iran to bomb it. And President Trump, he didn't follow Ted Cruz's advice and bless Israel. He got on that phone and he told Netanyahu, you make them planes turn back right now. He said to Netanyahu, you are not screwing up my ceasefire. Call those planes back right now. Did you see President Trump? He was angry. He even dropped the F-bomb on TV. So thankfully he did not follow the false prophet Ted Cruz's crazy advice. He put his foot down and told Netanyahu, get them planes back right now. And that might be the greatest thing President Trump has ever done. He said, this war is over, pal. Get them planes back. But anyway, Heidi Cruz, how about that? Perfect timing, 52 years old. She is a seasoned investment manager and former government aide. She's not just a spouse. She's not just married to crazy Ted Cruz. After earning her college degree from Claremont McKenna, Brussels, and Harvard, she worked on George W. Bush's 2000 campaign, served in the Treasury and the National Security Council. She married Ted Cruz in 2001, forming what they call one of those D.C. power couples. 3 years later, she had to move from Washington, D.C. to Texas and naturally she experienced a period of great depression as a result of the transition. I can understand that. Anyway, she joined Goldman Sachs in 2005, became managing director by 2012. And then, of course, what she's most famous for, probably in the 2016 Republican primaries, she was embarrassed when her husband, the false prophet Ted, got into a Twitter feud with Donald Trump after Trump. Remember that Trump tweeted a little picture there on Twitter had an unflattering picture of Heidi next to a picture of his wife Melania, and he captioned it. He says, "No need to spill the beans. The images are worth 1,000 words." So Mr. Trump was a little unkind to Miss Heidi Cruz. You know, she's a nice-looking lady. I don't know. But anyway, we're thankful to Heidi Cruz for signing our decision 2016, the spouses card. That is a nice card and a nice autograph. Heidi Cruz. She's married to the false prophet, but hey, you know, maybe she doesn't have to follow every one of her husband's crazy doctrines. Thank you, Miss Heidi Cruz. How about that? I bet you weren't expecting to see that on your TTM show. Man, oh man, we're having a great show today. Let's keep going. San Antonio, Texas. How about, you know what? Well, let me do this one first. We're having a great show. I forgot to mention some. Let's get on to our next one from San Antonio. Oh, look at this. We got a return unsigned. Well, how about that? That's too bad. Jay Buhner. I sent him this 1988 Donruss rookie card. He said, "No thanks, pal. I don't like what you said about Ted Cruz and Heidi Cruz and all that stuff." I'm not, no, I don't know what he's saying. He decided he's not going to sign it. That's his right. I don't have any problem with that. At least he sent the card back. Looks like a little chewed up on the side there, but that's okay. He said, "Nope, I don't want to sign." Hey, that's his right. It's okay with me. God bless you anyway. I hope you're enjoying your retirement, and that's all we can say about that. He didn't want to sign. That's the way it goes. All right, what was I going to say? I forgot to mention we're going to be giving away some cards later. Stay tuned, as they say. I got 3 of these Bowman first cards. You can see one of them right here, Jacob Wilson. I got 3 Bowman first cards. These are players, I think they're all 25 or under, 3 good young stars. We're going to give away those cards. We'll, like I said, we'll get into that a bit later. Stay tuned. Try to win you some cards. All right, what do we got next? South Jersey. South Jersey. How about that? Let's see what we got from South Jersey. All right. Well, Jay Buhner said no. Well, they can't all be winners. All right, what do we got? 2. Oh, this guy said, I'm not going to sign just 1. I'll sign 2. No problem. Look at that. Christian Hackenberg. These are a couple of great-looking rookie cards, aren't they? We got the 2016 Prestige. This is a beauty right here. Look at that. That came out great. And the 2016 Rookies and Stars. 2 great rookie cards signed by Christian Hackenberg. And those are some sweet-looking cards. And those autographs look great on those cards. He's 30 years old. Of course, he played his college ball at Penn State, was selected by the Jets in the second round of the 2016 draft. He spent 2 seasons with the Jets before being released, becoming only the 3rd quarterback selected in the first or second round of the draft since 1967. not to play a game in his first 2 seasons. He was also a member of the Oakland Raiders, Philadelphia Eagles, and Cincinnati Bengals, although he never actually got into a game. How about that? Christian Hackenberg never set foot in a regular season game. But he was, well, he wasn't actually. I was going to say he was a pretty good quarterback at Penn State, but he was not really that great at Penn State. I remember, I think people were a little surprised he even got drafted as high as the second round, but he was a big high school recruit, that's for sure, and never quite lived up to the hype at Penn State, and of course never did nothing in the NFL. But hey, we got 2 rookie cards signed by him. That's not bad. Christian Hackenberg, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I don't know what he's doing right now, but hey, I'm sure he's doing fine. All right, what do we got next here? We got, Cleveland, oh ho ho. Oh boy, what do we got from oh ho ho? The Mistake by the Lake, Cleveland, oh ho ho. Let's see what we got. Oh, speaking of Penn State quarterbacks, man, that is sweet. Look at that. Look at that beautiful first Bowman Chrome card, 2022, Drew Aller. Man, oh man, that is sweet. He was Ohio Mr. Football at Medina High School. Very, very highly rated recruit. He went to Penn State's been their starter the last 2 seasons. I'd say he's been more steady than spectacular. A little bit better than Hackenberg. He has not quite lived up to the hype, though. Although he did get Penn State into the playoffs last season. There's going to be a lot of hype for him this year, though. He's he's regarded as one of the top returning QBs. He's going to be on those preseason Heisman watch lists and all that. Let's see how he does. He's got one last season here to live up to all that hype and make a big splash. Like I said, he's been all right. He hasn't been, he hasn't been sensational, but he's a decent quarterback. Well, let's see if he can have a big senior year. Penn State's going to be very, very highly rated going into the season. And we're glad to get this young man signing his first Bowman Chrome card. Look at that. Drew Aller, Penn State QB. Young man, 21 years old. Thank you, Mr. Aller. That's a nice-looking card, isn't it? Drew Aller. Like it. Beautiful. All right, now look at this next one. It's got some fancy yellow tape on it. I don't know what that means. It's got the stamp from the Great White North, Canada. Now, this one here, I've got all my hockey player back from Canada. So this is going to be, as best as I can predict, a non-sports celebrity. It's going to be, I sent one to an actor and one to an actress who are up there in Canada filming some TV shows. So I'm pretty sure we got us a famous actor or actress. Let's just see which one it is. I got to cut through this fancy yellow tape. That fancy tape they put on there. Let's see. Did I cut it enough? I didn't even cut it enough. There's tape on there. Now let's see what we got. Who did we get? Well, we got a note. Oh, how about that? Is a beauty. Look at that. This is going to be one of my favorite returns of all time. This is one of my favorites. Mr. Zach Galifianakis. Look at that beautiful signature. Man, oh man, that came out great, did it not? 55-year-old American comedian and actor. Rose through stand-up and early TV gigs, including his cult VH1 show, Late World with Zach. Of course, his breakout came as Alan in those Hangover films. Very funny in the Hangover films. He created and hosted the Emmy-winning web series Between Two Ferns. Have you ever seen that? That thing is hysterical, where his little interviews with other celebrities, crazy off-the-wall stuff. And then this show, a great show, was on FX, Baskets. He was hilarious in that, played dual roles. And, of course, he's also done some voice work in movies like the Lego Batman movie and Puss in Boots. Zach Galifianakis. Man, oh man, that is one of our best returns. Looks like you put a little note in here. Thank you, Jeff, for your kind note. Well, you are welcome, sir. You are very welcome, and thank you for taking the trouble while he's up there filming a new series up there in Canada. And thank you for taking time out of your hard work to sign this and send that note. How do you like that? That is outstanding. That's one of our best returns. Gotta love it. All right, what do we got? We got a couple left. Got one coming to us from Los Angeles, California. Got a little, looked like he spilled some ink on the envelope. I wonder what the signature's going to look like. Coming to us, I guess it's a he, maybe it's a she. Maybe she spilled some ink. Los Angeles, California. Well, look at that ink on that note. Boy, he got a very inky pen. Wow, look at that. Came out beautiful. Fair Hooker. Man, that is perfect. 1972 Topps rookie card. Fair, and that is an interesting name, isn't it? Fair Hooker. I remember him when I was a kid. 78 years old. Fair holds a high hurdles record at Arizona State. Fair Hooker. We'll let you make your own jokes about that name. Played his college ball, of course, at Arizona State. The Browns' fifth-round pick in 1969. Played for them for 6 years. Caught 129 passes. 1,845 yards. That's 14.3 yards per catch. 8 touchdowns. Fair Hooker. That came out beautiful. Let's see. I don't even remember what I did not ask him if he got teased about his name. I know that. What did I ask him? Who was the best coach you ever played for, either in college or NFL? That was his old Browns coach, Blanton Collier. Do you still follow football? He said, somewhat. If so, any current players you really like? So many good ones. All right, he didn't want to single one out. Very diplomatic. Have a great year and blessings to you always. Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. That is a very nice answers to the questions and a beautiful signature on your rookie card. God bless you. All right, can you believe it? We're down to our last TTM already. I know who. Hey, we got us another actor. I recalled the address. This is a famous actor. I'm assuming he didn't pull a Jay Buhner on me since he went to the trouble to put in his return address. I think you might not remember, you might not recognize the name, but you'll know the face. This guy's been in a ton of stuff. Let's see if he signed it. Beautiful. Look at that. Mr. Elias Koteas, 64 years old, great Canadian actor. Of course, I think everybody, whether they like it, the show or not, just by accident, it seems it's like on every cable channel, a show called Chicago. Not, I have never watched a single episode of that, but it seems like whenever you're flipping through scrolling through your channels on your TV, Chicago's on some channel. But I remember him from the 1987 movie. I think I first saw him. Some Kind of Wonderful. He played kind of a tough guy in that movie. He was also, of course, in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Crash, Fallen, Thin Red Line, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Shutter Island, and this crazy movie called Shooter. He plays a very good bad guy and a tough guy. Elias Koteas, thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. A great actor, even though he was on that show Chicago. We won't hold that against him. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you signing. Look at that. That came out great. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to give away. Oh, you know what? There's a lot of stuff left to do. I forgot a couple things. What about the cards? Let me show you the cards, and there's one other. I got one other envelope to open. Let's show you the 3 cards first that we could win. Like I said, I believe all these guys are 25 or younger, and they're having good years, good young ball players. First Bowman, Jacob Wilson. First Bowman, Riley Green. First Bowman, Jackson Merrill. And this is an interesting card. Do you guys know why? This is his first card. It's his first Bowman, but that's not Jackson Merrill. They put the wrong guy on this card, so it's an error card, so I don't know. We'll see. Let me keep going here. I'm getting the low battery warning again, but we'll keep going. Hopefully we can finish this out. I'll tell you how you can win those cards. You know what? I got this big envelope, but since we got low battery, we'll save it from next time. It's from the Detroit Pistons. I don't even remember who I sent to. We'll do that. One thing before we go, we got to tell you how you can win those cards. I wanted to mention this poor fellow is in the hospital. He's not doing well. He may even have passed since this morning. He's been unconscious for quite a few days now, not doing very well. Mr. Jimmy Swaggart, one of the greatest preachers of the gospel. I know there's a lot of controversy about him. Of course, he got caught a couple of times with in some scandals, but I'll tell you what, he wasn't until he got sick. A great preacher, even though a lot of people wrote him off. I was going to say a few things about that. Do I have time before the battery dies? You know, just because a fella sins doesn't mean you just forget him and trash him. You know, somehow the church, which is founded, our church is founded by the friend to sinners. But unfortunately, the church has become a habitat of self-righteous pew warmers who act as if Jesus sprinkles them with goody two-shoes fairy dust as soon as they receive the faith of Christ. The pew warmers get saved and immediately hide their sin, refusing to speak openly of their lusts, greed, hatreds, jealousies. They know fingers will point. Discipline committees will be formed if their sins are discovered. Well, you know, that's what happened to Jimmy Swaggart. He had that secret sin for years. He got caught twice, but he never believed he could just be open about what was inside of himself. We don't feel secure enough in the contemporary churchianity to reveal our true self. Our sin festers inside. Eventually, we get sloppy, lazy, or just want to get caught. Who knows? And then, if you're a famous Christian like this guy, they call you a hypocrite and a phony, and they throw you to the side. Well, was he a hypocrite? He might have been. You know, he pointed some fingers himself at a couple other pastors in those televangelism wars. But, hey, he was not a phony. He was not a phony, a great preacher of the gospel. And listen, how can a sinner be called phony when they get caught sinning? Remember one thing. We are all, as it says in Isaiah, we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousnesses are as filthy rags. And that King James Version, filthy rags, that's kind of a polite way. Look that up, what that really means. But so I want to say to Jimmy Swaggart, I understand. Hey, that's what this book is about. I got to wrap this up, but we sin, we're sinned against. If we could just be open about it, if we could go into church and say, man, I'm struggling with something, without being afraid that we'd be finger pointed and all that. You know what I'm trying to say. Church, Jesus' church, sinners should be welcome. And we should be able to say, I'm struggling with something, and not feel we got to hide everything and pretend we're some great goody two-shoes. Anyway, I got to wrap this up. I'm surprised that battery hasn't died. I promised to give away some cards. Here's how you win. Who is this person? Enter the hashtag and the name of the person. Get it in the comments field by 8 a.m. 30 June 225. Everybody that correctly identifies who this person is will be entered to win those 3 Bowman first cards. How about that? Who is that guy, you know? And you know what? If you know, you might want to wait. Because the last time I did something like this, I noticed one person got it, then everybody copied and put it down. If you know, kind of wait to the last minute, so you be the only person to get it right. You don't have to go through the random drawing. But who is that person? Everybody who puts that the right answer in the comments field is entered. That's it. I got to get out of here. Say a prayer for this guy. Sure, he sinned, but we all do. We all make mistakes. He'd been laughed at, scorned, ridiculed. Believe me, his sin is not as bad as some of these sins that people don't even realize are sins. Some of the stuff that people celebrate even in warfare or some of the other things. People actually applaud it and stand and cheer for it. So let's all keep this guy in our prayers. That's it. You probably don't want to hear no more. Let's cut this thing off. God willing, I will be back in a few days with some more. Until then, remember, enjoy the rest of your life.